Imagine waking up in a $30 million Beverly Hills mansion, hopping aboard your private jet to grab lunch in Paris, then sailing off into the sunset on your own luxury yacht. For Taylor Swift, this isn't just a dream, it's her everyday reality. As one of the richest celebrities on the planet, no expense is spared when it comes to her lavish lifestyle. From humble beginnings in Pennsylvania to becoming a global superstar, Taylor's journey is nothing short of incredible. With over 50 million albums and 150 million singles sold worldwide, she's built an empire that goes way beyond just music. We're talking private jets, luxury cars, designer clothes, you name it, she's got it. But of course, living the high life comes with a hefty price tag. Taylor's net worth is estimated at a whopping $1.1 billion, making her one of the youngest self-made billionaires ever. So how does she spend all that cash? Well, buckle up because we're about to take a deep dive into the fabulous world of Taylor Swift. From her jaw-dropping real estate portfolio to her enviable collection of luxury vehicles, we'll explore all the ways this pop icon lives large. But with great wealth comes great responsibility. How does Taylor balance her opulent tastes with the demands of fame? Let's find out. Taylor Swift's private jets. When it comes to traveling in style, Taylor Swift takes it to a whole new level, literally. While most of us are cramming into economy class, Taylor's jetting off in her very own private planes. And not just any old planes, mind you. We're talking top-of-the-line, customized aircraft that would make even the richest CEOs jealous. Her pride and joy is the Falcon 7X, a sleek and speedy jet that can carry up to 12 passengers in ultimate comfort. This baby can fly non-stop from New York to Paris, no problem. And with a price tag of around $54 million, it's definitely not your average ride. But what makes the Falcon 7X so special? Well, for starters, it's got a range of over 6,000 miles, meaning Taylor can hop from continent to continent without ever having to refuel. And with a cruising speed of over 600 miles per hour, she's not wasting any time getting where she needs to go. Inside, the plane is decked out with all the luxuries you'd expect from a celebrity of Taylor's caliber. We're talking plush leather seats, state-of-the-art entertainment systems, and even a full-sized bathroom with a shower. Because let's face it, when you're a billionaire, you don't have time for tiny aeroplane toilets. But the Falcon 7X isn't the only jet in Taylor's fleet. She's also got a smaller Falcon 900, which is perfect for shorter trips or when she's traveling with a smaller entourage. And of course, both planes are customized with all sorts of personal touches, like her lucky number 13 emblazoned on the tail. Now you might be thinking, why does one person need so many private jets? Well, when you're a global superstar like Taylor, you're constantly on the move. Between touring, red carpet events, and business meetings, she's rarely in one place for long, and with her own private jets, she can come and go as she pleases without ever having to deal with pesky paparazzi or long security lines. Plus, having her own planes means Taylor can travel in absolute privacy and comfort. No more cramped seats or crying babies on long flights, just pure, unadulterated luxury. And let's not forget the convenience factor. Need to make a quick trip to London for a photo shoot? No problem, just hop on the Falcon and you'll be there in no time. But owning private jets isn't just about comfort and convenience, it's also a major status symbol. After all, how many people can say they have their own personal fleet of aircraft? It's the ultimate way to show the world that you've truly made it. Of course, all this luxury comes at a cost. The price of jet fuel alone is enough to make your head spin, not to mention the maintenance and storage fees. But when you're worth over $1 billion like Taylor, those expenses are just a drop in the bucket. Most expensive cars. When it comes to hitting the road in style, Taylor's got it covered with a jaw-dropping collection of luxury cars that would make any gearhead weak in the knees. I mean, we're talking serious automotive eye candy here, folks. First up, there's the sleek and speedy Ferrari 458 Italia. This baby can go from 0 to 60 in just 3.4 seconds thanks to its powerful 4.5-litre V8 engine. And with a top speed of over 200 miles per hour, Taylor can practically fly down the highway, though we definitely don't recommend trying that at home. But it's not just about raw power. The 458 Italia is also a work of art, with its stunning curves and signature Ferrari red paint job. It's no wonder this ride comes with a price tag of around $240,000. Next, we've got the Mercedes-Benz G63 AMG. This beefy SUV is the perfect mix of rugged and refined, with its bold, boxy design and luxurious interior. Under the hood, you'll find a twin-turbo V8 engine that churns out a whopping 577 horsepower. That's enough to tackle any terrain, whether Taylor's cruising through the city or taking a detour off-road. And with a starting price of around $150,000, the G63 AMG is the ultimate status symbol on wheels. Last, but certainly not least, there's the Audi R8. This sleek and sexy sports car is the epitome of German engineering with its sharp angles and aggressive stance. The R8 is powered by a 5.2-litre V10 engine that produces an impressive 532 horsepower, allowing it to rocket from 0 to 60 in just 3.7 seconds. And with its futuristic LED headlights and carbon fiber accents, the R8 looks like something straight out of a sci-fi movie. Of course, all that style and performance doesn't come cheap. The R8 starts at around $170,000. So why does Taylor need all these fancy cars? Well, when you're a global superstar, you've got to make an entrance wherever you go. Rolling up to a red carpet event in a Ferrari or an Audi R8 is sure to turn heads and get the paparazzi snapping. Plus, with all the time Taylor spends on the road touring, having a comfortable and reliable ride is a must. The G63 AMG is perfect for long trips, with its spacious interior and smooth ride. But let's be real, at the end of the day, these cars are all about the thrill of the drive. There's nothing quite like the feeling of putting the pedal to the metal and hearing the roar of a powerful engine. And with her collection of high-performance machines, Taylor can experience that rush whenever she wants. Of course, we can't all afford to drop six figures on a car like Taylor can, but hey, a girl can dream, right? And who knows, maybe one day we'll be the ones cruising down the highway in a shiny new Ferrari, feeling like a total boss. Owning the road is great and all, but sometimes you just need to get away from it all. So when Taylor needs a break from the grind, where does she go to unwind? Well, let's just say that if you thought her car collection was impressive, wait until you see her yacht. Swift's luxurious yacht details. Sure, Taylor's got an impressive collection of cars, but sometimes you just need to get away from it all and hit the open water. And what better way to do that than on your very own luxury yacht? That's right, Taylor's not just a land lover, she's also a certified yacht girl. Now, when you think of a yacht, you might picture a little sailboat or a modest motorboat, but Taylor's yacht is on a whole other level. We're talking a full-on floating mansion, complete with all the bells and whistles you could ever dream of. First of all, this thing is massive. It's over 150 feet long, which means it's bigger than most people's houses. And with multiple decks and plenty of space to spread out, Taylor can bring along all her friends and family for a luxurious getaway. But it's not just about size. Taylor's yacht is also decked out with every amenity you could imagine. There's a full gourmet kitchen so she can whip up her favorite meals or have her personal chef do the cooking. And with multiple dining areas, both inside and out, there's plenty of space to enjoy a meal with a view. Speaking of views, the yacht has floor-to-ceiling windows throughout, so Taylor can take in the stunning scenery no matter where she is on the boat. And when she wants to soak up the sun, there's a spacious deck with plenty of lounge chairs and even a jacuzzi. But the real highlight of the yacht has to be the master suite. This thing is like a five-star hotel room on the water, with a king-sized bed, a full bathroom, complete with a shower and tub, and even a private balcony. Talk about traveling in style. Of course, all these luxurious features don't come cheap. While the exact price tag of Taylor's yacht is a closely guarded secret, we can only imagine it cost a pretty penny. But when you're a billionaire like Taylor, a few $1 million is just a drop in the bucket. So why does Taylor need such a fancy yacht? Well, for starters, it's the ultimate way to escape the pressures of fame and enjoy some much-needed R&R. When you're constantly in the spotlight, it can be tough to find a moment of peace and privacy, but on her yacht, Taylor can truly get away from it all and recharge her batteries. Plus, the yacht is the perfect venue for hosting exclusive gatherings and parties. Imagine being invited to a soiree on Taylor's yacht. It would be the ultimate VIP experience. She could host intimate concerts, fancy dinners, or just casual get-togethers with her closest friends and family. But owning a yacht isn't all champagne and caviar. There's a lot of upkeep and maintenance that goes into keeping a boat like this in tip-top shape. From regular cleanings to mechanical repairs, it takes a team of professionals to keep Taylor's yacht looking and running its best. Unique sports cars. Taylor's yacht is decked out with all kinds of fun water toys, from jet skis to paddleboards. But when she really wants to make a splash, she breaks out the big guns, her collection of high-performance sports cars. First up, there's the Porsche 911. This sleek and stylish ride is a classic for a reason. It's been turning heads on the roads for over 50 years, and Taylor's 911 is no exception. With its iconic silhouette and powerful engine, this car is the perfect mix of speed and sophistication. But what makes the 911 such a standout in Taylor's collection? Well, for starters, it's just plain cool. There's something about that timeless design that just screams, "I've made it." Plus, with its precise handling and lightning-fast acceleration, the 911 is a total blast to drive. You can just picture Taylor zipping around tight corners and opening up on straightaways, a huge grin on her face. Of course, the 911 isn't the only sports car in Taylor's garage. She's also got a soft spot for Italian speed machines like the Ferrari and the Lamborghini. These cars are like works of art on wheels, with their sleek lines and eye-catching colors. And with their insanely powerful engines and cutting-edge technology, they're the ultimate status symbols for any car lover. But for Taylor, it's not just about the prestige, it's about the thrill of the ride. There's nothing quite like the feeling of pushing a car to its limits, feeling the G-forces press you back into your seat as you accelerate. And with her fleet of high-performance sports cars, Taylor can experience that adrenaline rush whenever she wants. Now, you might be thinking, sure, sports cars are cool and all, but aren't they kind of flashy? Is that really Taylor's style? And it's a fair question. After all, Taylor's known for her down-to-earth girl-next-door persona. But here's the thing, just because she's relatable doesn't mean she can't also enjoy the finer things in life. In fact, Taylor's sports car collection is the perfect example of how she balances her public image with her private indulgences. On the one hand, she's still the same sweet, approachable Taylor that her fans know and love. But on the other hand, she's not afraid to treat herself to the best of the best when it comes to her rides. And really, who can blame her? When you've worked as hard as Taylor has to build an empire, you deserve to enjoy the fruits of your labor. And what better way to do that than by tearing up the streets in a flashy sports car? Of course, owning a fleet of high-end cars isn't all fun and games. There's a lot of responsibility that comes with it, from regular maintenance to careful driving, especially when you're a celeb being hounded by paparazzi. But something tells us that Taylor is up for the challenge. Taylor Swift mansions. Now let's talk about the insane mansions that Taylor Swift calls home. I mean, when you're a global superstar with a net worth in the billions, you're not exactly living in a tiny studio apartment, right? No. Taylor's got some seriously impressive real estate that'll make your jaw drop. First up, there's her Beverly Hills mansion. This place is like something straight out of a movie. It's got 6 bedrooms, 7 bathrooms, and a whopping 10,982 square feet of pure luxury. I'm talking high ceilings, hardwood floors, and more chandeliers than you can count. But it's not just about the size. This place has some seriously cool features. There's a screening room where Taylor can watch her favorite movies in style, a fitness center to keep her in shape for those grueling world tours, and even a guest house for when her squad comes to stay. And let's not forget the pool. It's like a mini oasis back there, complete with a cabana and a fireplace for those chilly California nights. But Beverly Hills isn't Taylor's only home base. She's also got a sweet pad in Tribeca, right in the heart of New York City. And let me tell you, this place is a total dream. It's got 5 bedrooms, 5.5 bathrooms, and a massive 5,148 square feet of living space. The best part? The views. With floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking the city skyline, Taylor can take in the hustle and bustle of the Big Apple from the comfort of her own home. And when she wants to escape the noise, she can head up to the private roof terrace for some peace and quiet. But what really sets this place apart is the history. The building dates back to the 1800s, and it's got some serious character. Think exposed brick walls, wide plank hardwood floors, and even a vintage fireplace. It's like stepping back in time, but with all the modern amenities you could want. Of course, Taylor didn't just buy these places as is. She's put her own personal touch on each one, working with top designers to create a space that's uniquely hers. In Beverly Hills, that means a cozy, rustic vibe with lots of wood and stone accents. And in Tribeca, it's all about that industrial chic aesthetic, with plenty of metal and concrete to go around. But no matter which house she's in, one thing's for sure. Taylor's living in the lap of luxury. I mean, can you imagine waking up in the morning, sipping your coffee while you look out over the Hollywood Hills or the New York City skyline? It's the kind of life most of us can only dream of. But here's the crazy thing. As impressive as these houses are, they're just a small part of Taylor's massive real estate portfolio. She's got properties all over the country, from a seaside mansion in Rhode Island to a historic landmark in Nashville. It's like she's collecting houses like the rest of us collect, I don't know, souvenir shot glasses or something. So why all the houses? Well, when you're a celebrity at Taylor's level, you need a place to call home, no matter where in the world you are. But it's also about investing in the future. Real estate is a smart move for anyone looking to grow their wealth. Throw a little creativity into the interior design and boom, you're set for long-term financial security. And in the meantime, Taylor gets to enjoy all the perks of living in some of the most stunning homes in the world. From the custom finishes to the top-of-the-line appliances, every detail is designed to make life a little more luxurious. You know what I find really fascinating though? How do the mind-blowing mansions and lavish estates reflect Taylor's lifestyle and personality away from the cameras? What does a day in the life of one of the world's biggest pop stars actually look like? The ultra-rich lifestyle of Swift. Living the life of the ultra-rich and famous is something most of us can only dream about. But for Taylor Swift, it's just another day in her glamorous world. As one of the biggest pop stars on the planet, Taylor's lifestyle is the definition of extravagant. First off, let's talk fashion. When you're as wealthy as Taylor, you're not exactly shopping at the mall like the rest of us. No, she's got access to the most exclusive designers and the hottest looks straight off the runway. We're talking custom gowns, one-of-a-kind pieces, and accessories that cost more than most people's rent. Must be nice, right? But it's not just about what she wears, it's where she wears it. Taylor is a regular at all the top events, from the Met Gala to the Grammys, and when she shows up, she's always turning heads. Whether she's rocking a classic Hollywood glamour look or something more edgy and modern, Taylor knows how to make an entrance. Of course, being a celebrity isn't all about the glitz and glam, it's also about the impact you have on your fans and the world around you, and Taylor has used her platform to make a difference in a big way. She's been a vocal advocate for women's rights and mental health awareness, and her fans love her for it. They see her as more than just a singer, but as a role model and a force for good. But let's be real. Being a superstar isn't all work and no play. When Taylor needs to unwind, she does it in style. Private jets, yacht parties, exotic vacations, you name it. She's probably done it. And why not? When you've got more money than you know what to do with, you might as well enjoy it. Still, it's not like Taylor is just blowing through cash without a care in the world. She's actually a pretty savvy businesswoman, with investments in everything from real estate to tech startups. She knows that her music career won't last forever, so she's making sure she's got a solid financial foundation for the future. Speaking of the future, what does it hold for Taylor Swift? Well, if her past is any indication, probably more hit songs, sold-out tours and red carpet appearances. But beyond that, who knows? With her talent, drive and resources, the sky's the limit. All we can say is, it must be pretty sweet to be living the ultra-rich lifestyle of Taylor Swift. But as glamorous as it all sounds, being a celebrity isn't always easy. The constant scrutiny, the pressure to always look and act perfect, it can take a toll. How does Taylor handle it all? Well, that's where her famous squad comes in. She's got a tight-knit group of friends who have her back no matter what, from fellow musicians to Hollywood A-listers. As you can imagine, hanging out with Taylor and her crew is like stepping into another world. Private parties, exclusive events, and VIP treatment everywhere they go. But more than that, it's about the bond they share. These are the people who know the real Taylor, behind the glitz and the glamour. So sure, Taylor's life might seem like a fairy tale, but that doesn't mean it's always easy. Still, with her talent, her drive, and her loyal friends by her side, there's no doubt that she'll keep living the dream for years to come. I don't know about you, but I can't help but wonder how Swift spends her wealth. So how exactly does someone like Taylor Swift spend her billions? I mean, we've seen the lavish homes, the flashy cars, the private jets, but that's just the tip of the iceberg. When you're sitting on a net worth that rivals the GDP of some small countries, the spending possibilities are pretty much endless. For starters, there's philanthropy. Taylor's known for her generous charitable donations, often writing checks with a whole lot of zeros at the end. She's given big bucks to causes like education, disaster relief. It's the kind of high-profile giving that not only helps those in need, but also polishes that public image. Win-win, right? But let's be real. Taylor's not just throwing money at good causes. She knows how to treat herself too. We're talking designer clothes, exclusive events, and all the luxury creature comforts you can imagine. When you can buy literally anything you want, the world is your oyster. And let's not forget the investments. Taylor's not just sitting on her cash, she's making it work for her. Real estate, tech startups, you name it. If there's money to be made, she's probably got a piece of the action. It's the smart way to ensure that those billions keep growing, even when the music stops. Of course, all this spending doesn't come without its critics. Some folks love to hate on celebrities for their extravagant lifestyles, calling it wasteful or out of touch. But hey, when you've worked as hard as Taylor has to get to the top, who can blame her for enjoying the fruits of her labor? And it's not like she's just blowing through cash without a care in the world. Taylor's actually pretty savvy when it comes to her finances. She's got a team of experts making sure her money is working as hard as she is, whether that means strategic investments or tax-efficient charitable giving. Plus, let's not forget the economic impact of all that spending. When Taylor drops a few million on a new pad or a fancy car, that money doesn't just disappear into thin air, it goes into the pockets of the people who built those things, the ones who maintain them, and the ones who provide all the services that keep the whole operation running smoothly. In a way, Taylor's billion-dollar expenses are like a stimulus package for the luxury economy. So sure, it's easy to gawk at the sheer scale of Taylor Swift's wealth and the way she spends it, but when you really think about it, is it all that different from what any of us would do if we had that kind of cash? Okay, maybe we wouldn't buy quite as many private jets or designer handbags, but the impulse to enjoy the good life, to share the wealth, and to make smart investments, that's something we can all relate to, even if our bank balances have a few less zeros. At the end of the day, Taylor's billion-dollar expenses are just one piece of the puzzle that makes up her larger-than-life persona. They're a reflection of her success, her savvy, and yes, her love of the finer things. But they're also a reminder that behind all the glitz and glamour, there's a real person making real decisions about how to use her wealth. And that's where things get really interesting. Because as much as we might think we know Taylor Swift from her music and her public image, there's a whole other side to her that we rarely get to see. The private Taylor, the one who deals with the same kind of personal challenges and triumphs as the rest of us, even if they come with a few more zeros attached. The true Taylor Swift. Alright, so we've seen the glamorous side of Taylor Swift's life. The mansions, the private jets, the designer clothes, and the billion-dollar spending habits. But let's be real for a second. How much of that is the real Taylor, and how much is just the image we see in the media? It's easy to assume that celebrities like Taylor are just living in their own little bubble, completely out of touch with the rest of us. I mean, when you've got more money than you could ever spend in a lifetime, it's got to be hard to stay grounded, right? But here's the thing about Taylor. Even with all her wealth and fame, she's managed to maintain a sense of relatability and authenticity that sets her apart from a lot of other celebs. Sure, she might be jetting off to exotic locations on a whim or dropping a cool million on a new handbag, but at the end of the day, she's still just a girl with a guitar and a story to tell. You can see it in the way she interacts with her fans. Taylor's known for going above and beyond to connect with her followers, whether it's surprising them with personal visits or sending them handwritten notes in the mail. She remembers their names, their stories, and the things that matter to them. And that kind of genuine connection is rare in the world of megastardom. And let's not forget the way Taylor has used her platform to speak out on important issues. She's been a vocal advocate for women's rights and racial justice, often putting her money where her mouth is with generous donations to related causes. That's not the kind of thing you do if you're just in it for the glitz and the glamour. That's the mark of someone who genuinely cares about making a difference in the world. Of course, none of this is to say that Taylor's life is just like ours. I mean, let's be real. Most of us will never know what it's like to have a net worth with that many zeros, but the point is, wealth and fame don't have to be a barrier to authenticity and relatability. In fact, in Taylor's case, they might even be an asset. Think about it. With all the resources at her disposal, Taylor has the power to make a real impact on the world. She can use her voice to amplify important messages, her money to support worthy causes, and her influence to inspire positive change. And isn't that what we all want from our role models, whether they're living in a mansion or a studio apartment? So sure, Taylor Swift might live a life of luxury that most of us can only dream of. But at the end of the day, she's still a real person with real values and real connections to the world around her. And in a way, that makes her billion-dollar lifestyle seem a little less out of reach. Because if Taylor can stay true to herself while living the high life, maybe there's hope for the rest of us too.